Hello everyone, this is Dr. Divya Madan from soulfullivingllc.com and your metaphysical counselor and healer, and we are on chapter 14 of Bhagavad Gita. Jai Shri Krishna. So here today we are talking about path to liberation, which Krishna is talking about. So he started with the giving you the knowledge of the Param Brahma, how the Brahma is created, how this Brahmand or this universe is created. And this was created by the purush. So Brahma is considered to be the Prakriti, the nature, and the supreme consciousness is considered as Purusha. So Purusha puts its seed into the Prakriti, and so does the manifestation starts. So Prakriti delivers the manifestation of the supreme consciousness. Let's take an example. So we talked about when a father gives his seed to the mother, and that's how the creation of a child happens. Similarly, we can take an example of a ground, a field, right? So if the ground is there, there's nothing happening there. Then a farmer comes and puts seeds in there. Then what happens? The kind of seed is put in, that is what you get as a plant or tree or vegetables or grain, depending upon whatever you have sown, right? Fruits, flowers, whatever. So now that seed is the Purusha. The seed came from the Purusha. Ground was already there. So depending upon what had to be manifested was put as seed. Let's talk about it a little bit more. So how do we create things? How do we create things? It's not always Prakriti and Purush, two people, right? If I have to do something, for example, I'm writing an article about, say, how to lead a happy life, or what should be a Ritucharya or Dincharya, any topic came in my mind, and I'm writing about it. So the seed that came into my mind to create this, why did I create it? Obviously, I saw some people who were not doing well, and I felt that probably, based on my experience, I felt probably if they have a good routine, they will do good in their life. And probably I have to teach them what is the right kind of routine, because I followed it myself and I felt that this was very important and that should be taught about it. So the seed came into my mind because I saw somebody in pain. And maybe looking at this structure, my perception said that they need a better routine. And then I sat down. So the Prakriti and Purush is inside of me, is creating, so giving me the inspiration, and my other side of the brain. So here we have left and right brain, right? One brain is like, okay, taking the information, the other brain is taking an action. And those two things combined together is creating something, a article or a painting or a work of art or some kind of, like, maybe, like, you can just take anything, any creation done by you all or me has the both Purush and Prakriti in it. So the seed, so here our seed is a thought. The thought is the seed, and based on the thought, the words, the action is coming from the mind. So thought came, and the thought also enabled you to speak about something or write something or do something. So your action is coming from the Prakriti. So what is Prakriti? Prakriti has three structures, like three different kinds. So what we were also told in Gita, that based on our Prakriti, we are given different shells. Shells like if you are a prisoner, so you have a different kind of shells depending upon what your Prakriti was or what was your consciousness level was. So then Arjun asks, what is Prakriti and how you are calling it like it is like a shell or like a prison cell where we are in. So Krishna now starts talking about three gunas, which is like Rajogun, Satogun and Tamogun. So what is Satogun? What is Sattva? Sattva is about being compassion, ahimsa. What is considered to be Satogun, right? Or when you live a simple life, you are devoted to God, you whatever you have, you remain contented, you always grateful, thankful, and you are in faith, you have patience. So these are the characteristic of a person who is a Satoguni, who does not go left and right just because the situation is changing in life. They will stop, think and react, rather respond. They will not react, they will respond to the situation. Now the other guna is Rajoguna. Rajoguna is something when you are driven by the desires. I want to get more money, I want to get more, I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to do this, I want to do that. Constantly racing, getting angry, getting upset. So these are the traits of the people who just get angry, get very upset immediately. And so this is like Rajogun because they are driven by desires and outcome. If I have done this, I should receive this. If I have done this, I should receive this. This is like Rajoguna. And Tamoguni is something where somebody goes into the bouts of depression, procrastination, not laziness, crying, feeling helpless, despair. You know, like people go into gambling and using alcohol. All these things are the characteristics of the people who have Tamoguna. Now, for all of you, now you understand what is this guna. Do not start looking at people that this person is Tamo, this person is Rajo, this one is Sattva. No, you do not have to take the measurement tape. Okay, this is for taking note of your emotions when you go into these three categories. As soon as you get to know something, you're like immediately, oh, I know this, and I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person, I do this, I do that. Do not start go teaching these things until you are 100%. Do not give preachings. Okay, now once we have understood this, to better understand it, I gave you an example of the three brothers of Ravana. Right? Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. Now, whom do you think is Satoguni? Because you all have read Ramayana or heard Ramayana, right? So I would say, will you be able to point out who is Rajoguni, who is Satoguni, and who is Tamoguni? Am I allowing you to unmute yourself? So one by one, you can open it and talk.
The Satoguni is Vibhishan, Rajoguni is Ravan, and Tamoguni is Kumbhakarna.
Perfect. So you all understood that? So basically, person who stops things through it, who does not do adharma. So what Vibhishan did? Vibhishan kept telling Ravan that please return Ma Sita to Ramji. Do not go and put up the fight with him. He's God. And he did not do anything. That is not the right thing. Even if he was a god or not god, you have stolen somebody's wife. You should return him with all respect. And even they are asking that just return her to them, and they didn't want to have fight. But Ravana had so much of ego, the ahankar, that he decided not to. He decided not to get into it. He did not return Ma Sita. And instead he wanted to go in the war. Everybody stopped him. Mandodari, his wife, stopped him not to do it. But no, he did not listen. So Vibhishan had to give the support to Dharma. You cannot, just because the Ravan is your brother, you cannot go against Dharma, right? You cannot support your brother even if he is doing wrong. And that is what we all have to understand, that always be on the side of righteousness, right? So Aste, so what Ravan broke was when we were studying Yam, Niyam. So what he broke was Asteya. Asteya means something which belongs to you. The Ma Sita did not belong to Ravan. He stole her. If you look at somebody's wife or somebody's possession and try to take it, what is happening? You are breaking the rule of Niyam, and you will get punished eventually in some form. Universe is watching. The Supreme Consciousness is watching. So again, coming down to a scenario. Very interesting scenario is like take any situation. All right. If you guys do not have any example, then I will go with it. So for example, say if you are doing a business or any kind of service, okay? And you have a situation when somebody has not given you the money. Like you asked for the money, but they did not. Like they took the product, but they did not pay you. Okay? Just take an example. Now the person who is Tamoguni, he will go into depression that he has taken the money. I do not know if he will ever return it. What he will do, I do not know. I'm so stressed. I'm so upset. I'm so angry. Like it is like more depressed state of mind. I hate this person, crying. All of this will be the reaction of a Tamoguni person. Person who is Rajoguni, what he will do, he will get very angry, very upset. If he get given chance, he might go and beat them up. The person who will be Satoguni will not get enraged, but will try to negotiate it, will try to figure it out, will apply his brain to come to a solution, so that it is a win-win-win situation. So eventually, if somebody has to return it, they will return it, but you have to apply your mind, apply your brain, and do not start like crying and wailing and this person had this, that. So when we are not in a center state, then probably we will meet people who will be keep enraging our sanctity or our center. So moving forward, we all have to, since we have understood this, so now this is the shackle. So the person who is constantly into this, even in the Satoguni, even they are always like sattvic in nature, kind, compassionate, is still there are chances that they will come back again. So after death, Krishna in the last chapters talked about that they will go to Swargalok, become Dev or Devatas, because they are very sattvic in nature. But till their sattvic nature, like the sattva, the whatever you have accumulated, the punyas, the good deeds that you have accumulated, it will get used to you being in the Devalok. But as it gets expensed out, as you spend all of it, you have to come back to the Manushyalok or the Mrityulok. This the earth is called Mrityulok, right? So you will have to come back as human being and perform again. So person who is a Sattvagun, Rajogun comes back to the Mrityulok again, and somebody who has the Tamoguni, they will go into the lower yonis. So just start, at least be thankful to where you are. Do not try to get into the mode of despair, hopelessness. At least when you're angry, you will come back, because you are creating a karma bandhan. At least you will come back as a manushya, but as a human being. So at least try to stay here. Now, these three gunas, Tamogun, Rajogun and Satogun, it is actually part of everything in our life. Everything you do has these three characteristics, and the goal is to be above those characteristics. So you don't have to be sattvic or tamasic or rajoguni. Even if you have everything in it, it's like you get up in the morning, early morning, Brahma Muhurt. It's a sattva time, right? Whatever you study, whatever good deeds you do, at that time when you get up in the morning, early in the morning, do you want to start like talking or fighting, or do you start getting angry, or do you want to start like playing like loud music? Some people do, but those people do not get it like 4 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning, right? So most of the people in the morning want to just stay quiet with themselves. So that is the time when the sattva guna is high. Then they start getting ready to go to work, and they start getting into the rajo mood, the rajo, that you have desire, you have the work to do, you are in action. And as the sun sets, you start getting tired, lazy, and you want to go back to sleep. So all of them, when it is in balance in your life, then only when you are able to balance it out. When the need of tam is there, you bring it in. When the need of raj is there, you bring it in. When the need of sattva is there, you bring it in conscious awareness. When it's time to sleep, I cannot plan to be awake. When it's time to sleep, if I'm awake, then I am doing injustice to my body. And yesterday we did talk about Kshetra. Body is your workplace. So if you know that this is the time to do this or that, right? So we definitely, and when it's time to get up, if I'm sleeping, you have already imbalanced it. when it's time to work, you are doing something else. So you have to just make the best judgments then when you should be doing what and apply it in your life. But as Krishna says, that this is still keeping you into the cycle of life, birth, life, birth, life, birth. How do you come out of it? So Gunatit, like who is like Nirguna. It is said Bhagwan is Nirguna. Nirguna means he has no guna. Nirguna means he doesn't have the sattva or tam or raj. He is beyond that. So how do you go beyond that? That is the question. And the answer is very simple. That how you can leave this cycle is by non-attachment. First, you remain in the sattva as much as possible or balance it out. And secondly, all of it has to be constantly, the fruit has to be constantly given back to Narayan, Sri Hari. So here is, so again, let's just do the summary. So Arjun, Prakriti or nature is the conceiving mother, while I am the seed and giving father. So three gunas are sattva, rajas and tamas. These three gunas born of nature tie down the imperishable soul into the body. Of these, sattva being immaculate is eliminating its flawless. And the people who are sattvic has practice, knowledge and wisdom imparted to them. So we did explain rajas in detail, which is passion, which is desire, and it binds people with attachment. I want to achieve this, I want to get this, I want to get this car, I want to get this house. So this is the desire. I'm not saying, so we will talk about it later, how to tackle desires. And then tamas is like somebody who's like completely delusioned and living in ignorance, have no clue that they have to take care of their thought. They have to do self-control, self-awareness, self-inquiry. And the traits, like we talk about fear, greed, faith. Fear, greed, faith. So fear is what in nature? What do you call it? Is it Satoguni or Tamoguni or Rajoguni? Fear. Fear is Tamoguni. Greed is what? Satoguni, Rajoguni or Tamoguni? Greed is Rajoguni. And faith is what? Satoguni. So if you understand these three things, you will be able to really drive your thoughts, energy into the right direction. So in the last 6 shlokas of the chapter 14, Krishna kept telling about how to come out of the influence of any of these gunas. So I definitely talked about that you need to be situated into the Krishna consciousness. You need to give the fruition to the Krishna consciousness. Whatever you do, whatever you work upon, and lead a sattvic life, which does not involve hurting anyone, killing anyone, and using things which takes away your senses, like drinking alcohol or eating too heavy food all the time. So these are the sign of getting towards the tamoguna. So everybody sitting over here, I'm 100% sure that even Gita would not even reach to people who do not have sattva in them. Unless you are sattvic in nature, I'm 100% sure that you would not be sitting here and listening to this divine wisdom. So I am just very sure that you all are the divine people who are definitely going to lead your life. So while you are living, you will become the living example of how to lead a life. You will be in self-awareness, you will be in self-control, you will be inquiring every time you do something, and connect to Krishna for solution. So he who is equanimous means who looks at friends or foe with the same eyes. One who acts out of wisdom and not by the anger or rage or ego. One who is constantly in worship and remains situated in me. That is what Krishna is saying. That one who is constantly situated in my consciousness, one who is always putting me first, will defy the cycle of life and death. So all of you always remember that stay on the side of Dharma, the righteousness. And that is the only way to lead the life to perfection. And being righteous does not mean that you will allow somebody to treat you badly. Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight, right? Fight his own family. Because he 100% believes that what is your right, you should not just leave it. Self-respect is important and you should definitely work on it. So in the example when I said that if you have, say, sold a property and you are waiting for the money that you have sold it for and you're not getting it, so you have finished some of the work but the whole of the work is still not completed, the whole money has not gotten back to you. Instead of getting depressed, angry, upset, you have to sit down and think through it. So this is just one example, because I am 100% sure that you will get this kind of situation throughout the day, whether at work, whether at people's place, wherever you are. There are chances that more you do the sadhana, the seva, the satsang, the better is your chances to drop off those seeds, because you are the manifestation of God, but you are also manifesting something, because you are also called Brahma, right? Aham Brahmasami. I am the creator of my own world. So we also keep creating. Now this, whatever we create, will get dissolved in me. So I'm not talking about even supreme consciousness. Supreme consciousness has given us a consciousness, right? We have subconscious, conscious, and subconsciously and consciously we also keep creating and manifesting. So whatever thoughts we are creating will get manifested too. And many a times I have seen that those thought forms, when they get very strong, they take birth. If I have like 20 very strong thoughts, many times there would be chances that I might create, depending upon how strong my consciousness is and where I am standing, right? So if the person who is like very, very strong into their patterns or thought process. So we heard about like people who said something and what happened. There's a Durvasa Rishi can, if he cursed somebody, he had to experience it, right? Because they had the power of tapas. So they had done so much of tapasya, they had accumulated so much of sattva that it was like so concentrated, so potent, that if those kind of people try to go down and if they get angry, that will also get manifested like this. So people still people like people who are like saints, seers, people try to be nice to them and they do not want to make them angry, right? So all these things, when we see, we have to understand that sattva is how important the sattva is, remain sattvic state. And secondly, when you reach to that state, even for a moment, you go down, like you get angry or you get upset or you start getting, or you're crying, just try to pull yourself back as soon as possible, because going downhill is easy. When you bike, right, when you are on a cycle, what happens when it's like a downhill? Don't you go faster? You go very fast. But when you are coming uphill, it's hard. So if you have accumulated so many good deeds so far, keep it safe. Keep it safe. And always remember that if you go down, it will be very hard to come back. So in this life, whatever is being given to us, be in gratitude. Whatever you are receiving, be in gratitude, and keep doing your work with utmost honesty. Do not manipulate anyone. Do not be hypocrite. If you're thinking of something in your mind, you have to speak it. So that there is no discrepancy or conflict in your mind. If you are conflicted, what will happen? You would not even know that inside you are getting angry. You are getting resentful. You are getting jealous. You might be getting all kinds of emotions, which is more like a Rajoguna, which is not needed. But if you're true to yourself, then truth can be harsh sometimes, but it will save you from many problems moving forward. So whatever you do, wherever you are, always remember that you should always speak the truth. Whatever is your truth, you should speak it out. And that will resolve lots of your problems. Do not force yourself out of fear or greed. Always work out of love. Whatever you do should be out of love. If it feels like formality, do not do it. I'm telling you, do not do it. You will seriously repent it. So we are responsible for being in a peaceful state. People can push us. Situations can push us. Many things in our lives can trigger us. But at the end of the day, you have to come back to your center. As soon as possible, as long as you can be in your center, that is what is important. So with this, I think we are done with the chapter 14 of Bhagavad Gita. Let's be thankful to the divine energies who came here to support us, and above all, the Bhagavad Gita, which came from the mouth of Sri Krishna, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, who was telling to Arjuna, and Sanjay being the one listening to it and narrating it to Dhritarashtra. And that's how this Gita has come to us. And many people in between who have imparted their knowledge in various forms. Prabhupada Swami and their disciples, like many of them, kept working towards bringing the knowledge of Gita forward. So all of those energies who supported us in this journey today, thanks to all of them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखं भवेत्, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनः भवन्तु. And for a few minutes, let's do the chanting. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Radhe Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe. Close your eyes. Go onto your crown chakra, 6 inches above your crown, and here you connect to the Bhagavatam, Sri Hari, Bhagavad Gita and Sri Hari, 6 inches above your crown on your healing bowl. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Whatever form you see Krishna on your healing bowl, you can. If you see Balakrishna, or if you see Radhe Krishna, or if you see the Krishna in the battlefield, whatever comes in your mind, just take him to your healing bowl. Have the divine light of Bhagavad Gita coming from the Bhagavad Gita falls onto your crown chakra. See the Bhagavad Gita on your crown, sitting on your crown. And the essence of it, the light of it, the wisdom of it flowing onto your third eye. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari. Stay on your third eye. Pray to Shri Krishna that may your teachings enter my Agya Chakra. May I always remain in your guidance. Be my guide. Invite him to sit on your crown, your third eye. Give me the knowledge, give me the wisdom, give me the guidance. Be my mentor. like you became the mentor of Arjuna. Please be my mentor. And whatever you see in your third eye, whatever you like about Krishna will come in front of you. Now you move on to your throat chakra. Have the light fall from your crown to your throat. While you focus on your throat chakra, allow a vision from the Gita or Mahabharata or any time of Krishna's life. The glimpse of it flashing on your throat chakra. Now, whatever you have seen, just keep it with yourself. Now move on to your heart chakra. Bring the divine light of the Bhagavatam, both the Bhagwan and the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, into your heart chakra, the Anahata. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunj Bihari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And here on your heart chakra, you will see what part you played when Krishna was there. What was your issue at that time? Because I 100% know each one of you were there in that era when Krishna took birth 7,000 years ago. We all were there. Now we moved on to the Manipur chakra, the solar plexus. Bring the light of Bhagavatam and Bhagavat, the Bhagwan and the Bhagavat. Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. And we move down to the Swadhisthana chakra. And now we move to the Swadhisthana chakra. The sacral. And then to Muladhara. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And bring your energy, the consciousness, to all the way to your legs till to your feet. Whatever you have experienced right now, give it to the holy feet of Krishna, and the light from his feet is going onto your back to your body, to your root, to your Swadhisthana, to your Manipur, to your heart, keep going up and up till you reach your crown and to your healing pool. Slowly. Anahata. Vishuddhi. Agya. geetagyan and Sahasrara. And to you, healing bowl. Say thanks to the divine energies and guides again. Thanks to all of you for being with me today for this wonderful, beautiful meditation. Rub your hands, touch your face, and open your eyes. Namah Shivaya, Dhan Guru Nanak. नमः शिवाय गुणन।
दीदी एक चीज पूछना था।
हाँ बोलो।
वैचारिक पीरियड में कृष्ण जी अर्जुन जी को ये क्यों सतगुण रजगुण और तमगुण के बारे में क्यों समझा रहे हैं?
इसीलिए समझा रहे हैं कि इस संसार में जो कुछ भी होता है वो इन तीनों गुणों के अंदर ही आता है और आपको इससे ऊपर उठना है। चाहे मैंने पहले भी बताया था, there was a time जबकि मैंने बोला ना कि मुझे कितनी पास्ट लाइफ दिखाई पड़ी, उसमें से एक लाइफ ये भी था कि मैंने किसी को हील करने की कोशिश करी, शायद मैं वैद्य थी और मैं उनको हेल्प नहीं कर पाई और वो मुझे कई बार हीलिंग करते हुए अगर मैंने आज तक में अगर मान लो 5000 लोगों को या कितने लोगों को भी हीलिंग वर्क किया होगा तो मुझे कई केसेस में ऐसे दिखाई पड़ा कि ये मुझे पहले भी मिले थे और मैं इनकी हेल्प नहीं कर पाई थी और मैं उस वजह से दुखी भी हुई, अपने आप को जज भी कर रही थी कि मैं नहीं कर पाई। तो इस लाइफ में मैं हील कर पाऊं वो डिजायर भी मुझे वापस ले आया। अब की बार मैंने क्या किया, क्योंकि मुझे समझ में आ गया कि इवन किसी को हेल्प करने की भी डिजायर है, तो अभी मुझे समझ करने वाला तो डूअर मैं नहीं, वो करने वाला है। ठीक है, हर चीज का फ्रूट बैक टू कृष्णा को जाना है, ग्रीडी नहीं होना है, लालच में नहीं पड़ना है, डर में नहीं जाना है। इच्छा जो है अगर जही विधि राखे राम सही विधि रखिए, इतना सिंपल सा चीज भी समझने के लिए हमको इतनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती, इतनी तपस्या करती, इतनी साधना करनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि जो ये बोलना जितना सरल है उतना इम्प्लीमेंट करना मुश्किल है। क्योंकि वो एक बार ये भी साथ में बोल रहे, लड़ने के लिए बोल रहे, क्यों लड़ने के लिए बोल रहे, अपने हक के लिए लड़ने बोल रहे, है ना। तो एक तरफ वो सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट और आत्मसम्मान की भी बात चल रही है ना, क्यों लड़ने की जरूरत थी, ना लड़ दे। वो तो बोल ही रहे कि मार देना दो इसको, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मैं भीख मांग लूंगा, मैं नहीं ये करूंगा। तो सही तरीके से आप अपनी लाइफ कैसे जिए और उसके बारे में जब तक आप समझेंगे नहीं कि कब मैं सतगुण में हूँ, कब मैं रजगुण में हूँ, कब मैं तमगुण में हूँ, जब तक आपको ये अवेयरनेस नहीं होगी तब तक आप इस साइकिल से बाहर नहीं आ सकते हो। हाँ श्रावणी। नमस्ते।
हम लोग ये 3 गुण बैलेंस कैसे कर सकते हैं? क्योंकि
तो अभी बैलेंस कैसे करना है, ये बहुत सही क्वेश्चन है। देखो बैलेंस कैसे करना है कि अब ये तो नहीं बोला कृष्ण ने कि तुम छोड़ दो, बोला कि तुम पैसे मत लो, कभी भी नहीं बोला कि अपना हक नहीं लो, लेकिन सेंटर में रह करके क्या तरीका है उसका सोल्यूशन ढूंढना है कि मेरा पैसा अगर कहीं पे फंसा है तो मैं उसको वापस लेने के लिए बिना घबराए हुए तो कृष्णा के हाथ में छोड़ा है। लेकिन अब उसके साथ जो ज्ञान आया है तो आपको बिना, एक बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी एक्चुअली किसी ने कहीं पे बताई थी कि जैसे एक हमने बचपन में कहानी पढ़ी थी ना कि बंदर टोपी ले गए, याद है? हमने छोटे में वो कहानी पढ़ी थी कि एक आदमी जो है वो टोपी बेचने की चाह रहा था और वो पेड़ के नीचे सो गया, उसके जेब में एक टोपी थी और बाकी उसके थैले में बहुत सारी टोपियां रखी थी। तो व्हाट हैपेंड कि वो बंदर आया और सारी टोपी लेके भाग गया। अब अगर 3 लोग हैं वहां पे तो तीनों का अलग अलग रिएक्शन। तो जो अगर तमोगुण में है वो तो डिप्रेशन में ही आ जाएगा कि मेरी तो चीजें सब चुर गई, अब चलो मैं जाऊं, दारू पीऊं, सोऊं, मरूं, जो भी, आत्महत्या कर लूं, जो भी सोचे, यही तो बिजनेस था मेरा, खत्म हुआ। जो रजोगुण है वो इतना गुस्सा आएगा कि बंदर को, पेड़ को, सबको पत्थर से मार मूर के, जितनी मर्जी होगा पत्थर मारेगा, गाली देगा, जो भी करेगा। जो सतगुण में है वो बोलेगा मैं क्या करूं, थोड़ी देर देखिएगा कि इसका कैसे नियति है, इसका तरीका क्या है काम करने का। और देखिए, ओ अच्छा ये तो रिपीट करता है, जो मैं करूं वही करेगा। उसने कोई ना पत्थर मारा, ना झगड़ा किया, ना रोया, ना कहीं गया। उसने उसके जेब में जो टोपी रखी थी उसको उठाया और फेंक दिया, सिर पे पहना और फेंक दिया। सारे बंदरों ने टोपी नीचे फेंक दी और वो उठा करके ले गया। तो ये स्टोरी जो है आपको इसीलिए बताई गई कि आपको फेंकना नहीं है, आपको उसके वापस लाने के लिए जो भी उपाय करना वो उपाय करना है।